Nancy, Nancy, Anilniliak, Anilniliak.
Awesome. First of all, could you tell me what your position is with Parks Canada?
Yes, my position with Parks Canada here in Nunavut is Field Unit Superintendent.
What do you see, or what does Parks Canada see as their role up here in Nunavut?
Our role in Nunavut is contributing to, of course, overall Parks Canada across the country. We have a mandate that focuses on three main areas: education, protection, and visitor experience.
Okay. What do you see as your role within the community, whether it be with the Aboriginal community or with visitors? What's your role? What's Parks Canada's role?
Our role as Parks Canada here in Nunavut is to work with the Inuit, of course. That's a very big job that we have to do. Um, we work in a cooperative environment, cooperative management environment. What that means is that we work with the cooperative management committees, and they are appointed by Government of Canada and the Inuit. So jointly we work together to manage these parks.
What kind of challenges does that create for you?
The challenges are always there.
Sorry. That beep? Loud?
Be better without, so if we can just wait a minute. There it goes.
There it is.
Good.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So,
what kind of challenges do you have to deal with working with the community?
well, biggest challenge we have is that territory is very large, and our challenge in going to communities, we have 11 communities in the Baffin and the Kivalliq region, and the challenge is that we have to fly to all these communities, and that's the biggest challenge because the weather is not always cooperating. So the weather can change very quickly, and that's a big big challenge for us. The other challenge is that we work with what we have, and with the resources that we have. We wish we have more resources to do the programs and monitoring our parks in Nunavut.
Is Parks Canada involved in any kind of research?
Every single year, our national parks are involved in different kinds of research in the national parks, and they vary from culture resources to, lemming research or plant research.
Are you doing a lot of research with the universities?
We link with the universities, and that's mostly who we work with is university, agreement with universities across the country.
Are you able to access or utilize traditional knowledge from the elders when compiling research? Is that part of the process?
That's very much what we would like to continue doing. We had a special project 4 years ago, and right up to now is working with communities on ecological traditional knowledge. The Inuit adjacent to national parks have wealth of knowledge, and we have to understand where they're coming from and how we can work together with scientific research.
Sorry, you're going to need to do that just one more time. That plane was very loud. So I'll just ask you the question again about being able to do that, if you could answer that question again.
Okay.
Noisy place.
It's busy here.
Yeah.
Okay, we're rolling.
Okay. Maybe could you tell us again about the project that you're working on dealing with traditional knowledge?
Yes, Parks Canada here in Nunavut would like to continue working with the Inuit, in particular the Inuit knowledge. That Inuit always lets us know that it's important to include traditional knowledge. For the last 4 years, we've been working with communities. We established the working groups in the adjacent communities, in particularly for Auyuitok, Anilniliak, and Okusiksalik National Parks, and that has been very successful because we're trying to integrate or merge the Inuit knowledge and the science together. So trying to have a balance. It's not just about one or the other. So we're trying to balance and integrate the knowledge that's really important to Inuit.
Are there other projects that you're looking at in the future? Where's Parks Canada going with those kinds of things?
We're trying to figure out what the Inuit Knowledge project is going to leave, like the legacy that we're trying to develop with Parks Canada. However, we do work with the Inuit Knowledge on a daily basis because we look at Inuit principles in the workplace on a daily basis. So we're actually using the Inuit knowledge at workplace, whether it's administrative, whether it's scientific field.
So what is the mandate in terms of protection, more specifically about marine environment? Is Park Canada involved?
Currently, we don't have a national marine conservation area in Nunavut, although there will be a feasibility study in the next few years in Lancaster Sound. We do protect, our primary goal is to protect these national parks in the north. While we're protecting these very special places for people of Canada, we encourage visitors to come into these very beautiful parks that we manage, and we try to educate people about national parks, in particular the northern parks in Nunavut and as well as across the country.
When we're talking about protection, does it involve any kind of harvesting within parks?
In creating the national parks in the north, we had to do Inuit Impact Benefit Agreement. What that means, that a lot of the activities that Inuit used to do and still continue doing, in particular the harvesting, is continuing. That doesn't change because we create a national park. We encourage Inuit to continue their traditional and cultural activities in the park, and they have free right of access to these parks for many activities that they carry out.
Are there issues with endangered species or protected species in the parks?
Not currently. The only one that's been currently listed is Prairie Caribou, and one of our parks in High Arctic is, has Prairie Caribou, and that's what we have to try and figure out how we're going to work with, Environment Canada and other stakeholders.
Why is it important to promote the parks to the rest of Canada? Promote your parks up here in the north to the rest of Canada.
Well, I mentioned earlier, we like to see visitors that, want to come up to the north, in particularly our beautiful national parks. We also realize it's very costly to come up, and those are challenges for the visitors. We welcome and would like to work with, any partners that would like to visit our parks, and would like to see more visitors and see the parks.